Hi guys, do you remember Super Doug? The little ZVE10 when he's all tricked out? Well, watch this. Now he has super legs. Let's talk about it. Now pardon my boys to men pose while I suck in my gut. This is a fantastic tripod from SmallRig, a new release, the AD01, and this is a heavy duty fluid head tripod. And when SmallRig reached out and said, do you want to review this? I said, give it to me now. And I didn't need to be that rude, but I was, because I was very excited. Look at this, loosen it up. I am tilting, I am panning, and more importantly, it is holding my big old Dougie. If you have a big rig set up, you're gonna need something like this. Also, if you have a slider, you're gonna need something like this because you don't want your rig tipping over. And you can get all of this sturdiness for $159. Isn't that fantastic? Is it perfect? No. Is it perfect for me? Absolutely. Now let's get Dougie off of here so I can show you more about the tripod. Okay, so it's built really well. It is not the lightest tripod in the world, but it's not too bad. It's about 8 pounds, I believe. I will write it on the screen. It's got these little ball heads on the bottom of the feet so that they can change positions. I think that's pretty clever. These latches to adjust the height are actually plastic, and it seems like a pretty sturdy plastic. It's pretty standard for a lot of tripods. It would be nice if the whole thing was metal, but then, you know, it might weigh a ton. In fact, let me show you how tall it goes, okay? Hold on. No, I am going to need more room than this. And there you go, right here. I am 5'10", but I can probably pass for 6'5". So look, this is pretty tall, right over the head here, and it will hold the weight of your camera rig, whatever your setup. Well, if you're me anyway, I'm not carrying any more than what this thing can support. And here is what it can support exactly on the screen. So it's got this little three-way support here that's on the bottom when it's collapsed, and when it's tall, as you just saw, it is in the middle. And it also, when it collapses, it has these little hooks here that just clip on and make it much easier to transport. It just, there you go, you can walk around with it, click all three of those in, and it's not gonna go roll around in your car, it's not gonna come apart, it's gonna be great. Really, this is really well thought out. You'll see if I can get this in the shot. It's got this little bubble head here so you can tell if your camera is straight, and the way you straighten it is this hook right here. Hook, it's not a hook, it's a lever, and you can loosen it and then it goes, it's a bowl. Let me show you. So this just comes all the way off here, and it's got the bowl fixture here, which are common for a lot of fluid tripod heads. And you just tighten that up here. Like I say, you want to move it around, there you go. Just get my level on and I'm good to go. Now, you're probably wondering about the panning and tilting, because that is one of the things that a fluid head does. And it has basically two settings, which is locked and then panning for the panning motion. You can't adjust the tension of the pan. I mean, you can tighten this screw here a little bit if you want, and then you can make it tougher on yourself. But to me, it's really meant to be locked or to be this speed right here. So the smoothness will depend on you as the camera operator. Like myself, I am a smooth operator. And then, of course, what you have is the tilt. It is counterbalanced here. There's a counterweight, but you can't, once again, adjust that. I mean, look, the thing is $159. You're not going to compete with $13,000 Manfrotto tripods, but there is a counterweight here, which helps keep it balanced. This locks, and it makes this satisfying little bubble sound for the fluid squishing together. And you can, no matter where you put it and you lock it, it will be super sturdy. Now, of course, you can tilt it, and it's up to you. If you're smooth, you can do pans and tilts at the same time, but there's no way to adjust the resistance to make them exactly right. So if your main focus on getting a fluid tripod head is for panning and tilting all at once, then you may want to look into more expensive things. But for me, what I really wanted was a sturdy tripod that can handle my little Dougie when he's all souped up, and also the sliders. I have a slider, and cameras, when you put cameras and monitors on a slider on a regular little ball head and they slide out to the end, it will tip over most tripods. And I'm not going to show you because I don't want to damage my fancy cameras. but it did happen to me. I had to catch one of my cameras before it fell. This one, the A7 IV, I almost dropped the A7 IV because of that slider. But now he's protected with Mr. SmallRig, which is fantastic. But you can still, of course, do tilts and pans, and they are nice and smooth, and the resistance is good, and I'll show you an example. To me, it's perfect for what I want. So let me show you the plate here. It's a Manfrotto-sized plate. You untwist this here, and then pops off. Click it back down, and here's a beauty thing about the plate is it locks. So your fancy camera, even if you forget to tighten it, because you're a dummy like me, then your camera's not just going to tip off. It's just going to hit the end and lock. So you tighten it down with that thing there, and we're good to go. And you may have noticed there is an extra setting here. This is for the standard Manfrotto plate, and there's also one for the Ronin S2. So if you have a Ronin S2 compatible plate, then you can just switch it in there. You can take it on the gimbal, off the gimbal. Very great for Ronin S2 owners. I wish it was an Arca Swiss because I have a lot of Arca Swiss plates. Wish I had a button for that instead. But hey, you Ronin S2 people, I'm sure you're like, shut up, Mark. We like it the way it is. Fine, fine. You talk about SmallRig being clever. Look at this, these guys. So here is how you tighten it right here with a little Allen key or maybe a coin or something like that. And you're like, but I need to bring an Allen key with me. No, you don't, because it is magnetically stuck into the plate. And so you slide it back in and magnet right in there. And also, if you have, instead of the quarter thread, you have the bigger thread, then you can just pop this thing out here and it stays attached. This little rubber gasket stays attached, and you can use the bigger one. Where's the bigger one, you may ask? It's also attached to the tripod. He's right there. He screws in. There's 4 different holes there where you can put different screws, so you're covered. And there is another thread hole right here if you want to mount other things to the side as well. So there you go. If you're anything like me, and who wouldn't want to be like me, this tripod will be perfect for you. Affiliate links down below, of course, to make me stinking rich. And also I will link to all of the equipment I use to trick out my little Dougie here. If you need a sturdy tripod that won't break the bank, that also gives you basic panning and tilting functionality, this is it. I don't know why you would look elsewhere. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe if you haven't already. Ask a question, leave a comment. I will be sure to answer it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to do some all-day panning and tilting, because with this external battery, I'm just going to keep on going. Energizer bunny, baby. All right, we'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye-bye. Nice setup. Thanks.